Dear friends, welcome to Commart. Today we are going to discuss the topic Introduction to Goods and Service Tax. These are the main topics we are going to discuss in this video. As we know, the word tax has been derived from the Latin word taxer, which means to estimate. Tax is the main source of revenue of any government, such as central government and various state governments. Tax can be broadly classified into direct tax and indirect tax. The indirect tax system in India was previously stalled in multi-layered taxes levied by central and state governments at different stages of supply chain. GST aims to stitch together all such indirect taxes to a single national uniform tax levied across India on all goods and services. It is expected that the implementation of GST will put an end to the multiple taxes which are levied on different products, starting from the sources of manufacturing to reaching the end consumer. GST works on the fundamental principle of one country, one tax. Now, let's see the concepts of direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax and indirect tax are the two main sources of tax revenue of various governments. When the impact and incidence of tax falls on the same person, it is called direct tax. One of the most popular example of direct tax is the income tax. When the impact and incidence falls on different persons, that means when the burden of tax can be shifted from one person to another person, it is called indirect tax. Value added tax is an example for indirect tax. There are some differences between the direct and indirect taxes. Let's see some of the differences between these two. First difference is that in the case of direct tax, the payer of tax and the sufferer of tax are one and same. Whereas in the case of indirect tax, the payer of tax and the sufferer of tax are different. Direct tax is an income based tax, but indirect tax is a supply based tax. In direct tax, the tax rates are different from person to person, whereas in indirect tax, the tax rates from person to person are not different. Next difference is direct tax is a revenue source to the central government, whereas indirect tax is a revenue source to the central government as well as to the state government. In direct tax, the previous year income are assessed in the assessment year, whereas there is no such concepts, that is previous year and assessment year concept. In the case of direct tax, Central Board of Direct Taxes, that is CBDT, is the supreme authority, whereas in the case of indirect taxes, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, that is CBIC, is the supreme authority. GST is an indirect tax that subsumes almost all the indirect taxes into a unified tax. As the name suggests, it is levied on both goods and services at all the stages of value addition. It has a dual model including central goods and service tax and state goods and service tax. GST is defined as a tax on goods and services with the value addition at each stage having comprehensive and continuous chain of sets of benefits from the producers or service providers point up to the retailers level where only the final consumer should bear the tax. According to Article 366 of Constitution of India, GST means a tax on supply of goods or services or both except taxes on supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption. As we already said, GST has framed by subsuming some of the indirect taxes levied by both the central and state governments. Here is a list of some of the indirect taxes subsumed by GST. Now we can discuss the essential features of GST. First feature of GST is that it is a value added tax levied on sale or service or both. Second feature is GST is a destination based consumption tax. Third feature is GST offers comprehensive and continuous chain of tax credit. Another feature is in GST, the tax burden is borne by the final consumer. Another feature is GST eliminates the cascading effect of tax. Cascading effect means the practice of charging tax on tax. The final feature of GST is that it brings uniform tax structure all over India. GST offers a number of benefits to the governments, to the companies, and to the consumers. Some of them are, first of all, as we already discussed, GST eliminates the cascading effect of tax. Second one is GST simplifies the indirect tax system of India by removing multiple taxes. Third one is GST eliminates the dispute on tax matters as it charges same rates of taxes. Another one is GST reduces the procedural cost. Another one is GST reduces the tax burden of companies. Next benefit is GST offers better and more tax revenue collections to the government by widening the tax base through the regulation of unorganized sectors. Another advantage is GST has only a simple and easy online procedures. Then the next advantage is under GST only a lesser number of statutory compliances are required. Next advantage is GST offers competitive advantage to the exporters at a national and international level. Then finally, under GST, there are improved efficiency of the logistics. In addition to the above advantages, GST faces some drawbacks also. Some of them are the most important disadvantage of GST is that there is a dual control on every business by both the state and central governments. Another demerit is state government may lose autonomy to change their tax rates. Another disadvantage is there will be some huge loss of revenue to the manufacturing states. The service sector may oppose because they have to register in every state with central and state governments. Increased cost due to the software upgradation is another demerit of GST. There is a possibility of increase in operational costs. And one more demerit, the online taxation system may become difficult to small businesses. Thank you.